So today I am looking at the 3FUL Taiji 1 that was sent to me by the lovely team at 3FUL. If you've followed my channel, you've seen me out plenty of times in the Langshan 1 with the 4 seasons inner. That's one of my favourite tents. I love the colour of it, I love the weight of it, I love how strong it is in the wind. The only little downside to the Langshan 1 is very hard to put up for beginners. But after a while it does get faster to pitch, but it's still a long enough pitch to get it into place. The Taiji 1 is a different tent. It's a freestanding tent. It's an external pole dome tent. So the beauty about freestanding tents is when you have them in position, you can lift them to place them in the finishing position. So it gives you a lot more flexibility on the side of the mountain when you want to actually find the place that you want to sleep. So my plan is next week to go out on a wild camp. So I want to bring this tent with me. I've never even taken this out of its pack. As you can see, the tags are still on it. So I wanted to come out to the woods, get a first impressions of it. I want to show you to see what you think. Is it hard to put up? Is it easy to put up? And let's check out the build quality. All right, I'm looking forward to this one. Let's do it. So the weight of this tent is coming in over 1.8 kilograms, but you will definitely be able to get that weight down because there's a lot of straps on this tent that you really don't need. So I will definitely be cutting them off. Okay, let's open her up. Look at this. So there's the Velcro here. That's one massive stuff sack. Cool bag though. I love the side access bags like the Vango. So you have the usual. They usually just go in the bin. I never keep them. These aren't even the elasticated ones. Oh, the beautiful khaki colour. My favourite. Wow, it seems to be attached already. That is a big plus if you wanted to use it straight out of the bag. Okay, put that to the side. Let's see what kind of pegs we get. So what do we get? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pegs. A centre brake pole, which is always very, very handy to have. And you get your guy lines, which aren't attached, so we'll have to put them. And then this is the sticky repair kit. It shows you how to do it. What happens though if it rips when you're out? You're not going to have an iron with you. Interesting. I didn't know you get a ground sheet as well, but again, that'll add to the weight. So if you didn't want to use a ground sheet and save weight, didn't know you get that with it though. That's very good. Okay, you just have your plastic bag inside the pole. Again, that's another little weight that can go. And these are the aluminium poles. Okay, I think the only way to do this now is put them together and let's set it up. Here's little metal attach points here. That's one pole. Are both poles the same length? Yes, they are. And then we get, I presume, is the cross beam pole. Okay, let's get the ground sheet. One thing I like about ground sheets though, it gives you the option or the positioning of where you want to put the tent before you actually put it down. So yeah, always good to use. This is the zip side. And let's just see. Let's go with the first pole. Presume it just slots in there. Slots in there. Likewise on the other side. Haha, very cool. Then start clipping up, I presume. Okay, so here you can see it has the double. So that goes here and the other one, I presume, clips in on top. Let's clip the rest of it. I presume that's for the cross beam on top. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Now the cross beam does, I presume it just rests on top. Am I right that that should be at an angle? We'll know in a minute. Cool structure so far though. Look at that. So the ground sheet can always stay attached, which is brilliant. It just hooks on the very inside here to the actual inner fly sheet loop. So that's brilliant. I really like that the way that can stay with the tent so you're not setting it up each time. Happy days. See, the beauty of a freestanding tent. Okay, let's get some pegs on. I am really liking this design so far. The pegs aren't very finger friendly, we'll say. Yeah, that's the one thing I worry. There's only a small little notch there. I prefer, and you're pushing them down, it's quite sharp. So yeah. Anyway. On the door you have 2 tie-out points. They can go into the same peg. But I have a few ideas for changes that I might do, not now, but in time. But anyway, let's put it up like it is. And now, just the back. For the guy lines, you have 2 areas on every pole at each side to peg out. So if the wind is really bad, you could peg it out here, or you can peg it out here. Or you can do something like this. You could simply go through this one and this one. Then if you wanted, you could bring them out together, and all you have to do is just tie a simple knot. That means when you're pulling it, it's going to be attached to both areas, which will give you extra support. And the fact that they're actually not attached, they can move. So that means when you're tightening it up, no matter what direction you go, they can go. So if you want it to actually go out this direction, you can still get the tension that you need, and it'll move to suit. Just an idea. You can do it whatever way you want, but that's the way I like to do it. Okay, let's take a look. First of all, look at the colour. Oh my God, I love it. I really love the colour. So let's go around. So as I mentioned earlier, here is the guy line attach points. More than likely I'm going to put separate ones out, because it's going to give you a choice, say, to put one that way and one that way. So you're covered from every angle. So like the wind changes in the night time. So the attach points down here, it's just, you have a metal latch point that your pole goes into, and you have your heavy duty straps here, which can be tightened up more. So it's a bit floppy there, but you know, in time, when I'm up in the mountain, it'll be different. So you have your vent points. You have like a foam insert that goes there to hold it open, but you also have this. So you didn't really need it. And plenty of mesh there, so that just goes on the inside. And I think it's the same on the other side. So I'll put that there. And then the inside there, it feels like a thick plastic pole. It doesn't feel metal anyway. Well, let's look at the top. If you're standing straight on this way, the pole is at an angle that way. So as you can see, the top pole goes across. Here you have a good attach point for either a guy line, or you could actually put your hiking pole into that and straddle it on the outside there, so it's going to give extra support for this. That might be a good idea to do in strong wind, so your pole is going to be held up. Interesting. So you have your double attach point there, just held up with this strap. They're all heavy duty straps going all the way around there. So you have the lovely 3FUL sign on the outside. You can see the actual width of it. Look at that. So we'll see more now when we go into the inside. You have only one entrance. On the other side, you have the very same setup here. Your tie-out point. Again, the very same here and here. So yeah, pretty cool. Okay, let's open it up and see what it's like. Okay, so the door flap, that is very thick material. Wow. And you can see here, it's actually water sealed, but that is thick. And you have your Velcro here, Velcro there, just 2 Velcros, and is a, that's a pity, it's a one-way zip. Let's tie it back. I actually like that. It's a bungee that just clips on there. I really like that. Very cool. Okay, let's check the vestibule. It's a doable size. Absolutely, you'll fit your bag in there. Let's just check that. So that'll give you an idea. That's a 45 litre bag. So there is plenty of room. You can actually tie this door back as well. But if you think about it, that door opening is way bigger than this small little side. So in the inside, when that is down, I'd say you have a lot more space, but we can check that when we're in there. As you can see, it's the Four Seasons inner. You can see the Four Seasons fabric about 3/4 of the way up, with plenty of mesh up top. So that's pretty cool. I am so impressed by this tent. I actually can't wait to get it out next week. Okay, let's open it up. You've the two-way zip here, which is perfect. And this just ties back. It is a bathtub design, but maybe it's the way I have it set up that it's pulling too tight, so it's not staying up like it should be. So that's something that I'll watch out for when I'm setting it up the next time, is to have a good look. But it looks like there's plenty of space in there. The inside, you have just one hook there, nothing else really. On the other side, I wouldn't even call this a pocket, but there is a pocket there. Even though, look, for the stuff you do not want to lose, they'll fit in there. There's nothing else in here. It's very bare. Plenty of mesh on the back wall. The width at both ends is the same. So you've 700 mil, but it's the center where you have plenty of room that goes all the way back. So from the bathtub to the center, you have 110 centimeters. Height-wise, you're looking at 90 centimeters, but that's not just in the center. Gives you plenty of room, especially with the crossbeam in the top, which holds the flat surface of the roof. Now the length is something I never have to worry about, being a bit of a short arse. So for all you long-legged humans, you're looking at just over 7 foot. So plenty of room in here. So the floor in here is a 40D ripstop, and it's 5,000 millimeter hydrostatic head, as well as the actual ground sheet underneath is 5,000 millimeter hydrostatic head as well. Now the one thing I do want to check is I want to put down the door just to see if it was raining, what kind of space that I have in the inside. Okay, so with the door down, there is plenty of room to play around with. There really, really is. So the one thing that is annoying me though is not a two-way zip, but there is a good venting system here. But if you wanted to cook in this, I'd be a slight bit worried, because with the two-way you can, say, bring it down to around there and you're sorted. So that is one pain in the ass. So there you have it, the 3FUL Taiji 1. What's your thoughts? Is this something you'd buy? I can't wait to get out next week with it. I think it's going to be really, really good in the wind. It looks so strong, especially I am going to put extra guy lines on it, and there's one or two little extra things that I'm going to do to it as well. I am definitely going to try the trekking poles to the outside of the tent as well, just to add that extra stability for the cross pole on top. I'm not going to do a pros and cons. This is my first time ever putting it up, but one thing it is annoying me, it's not a two-way zip. That I just don't like that, especially if you're ever stuck in the tent and you want to cook in it. But what I will say is you can take down the inner and you can just use the outer, and you have plenty of space then if it's raining and you want to cook in it. So that's another choice. But you can get this now for about under 200 euros. I'll leave the link to the 3FUL site in the description, but it varies in price because you can get a 4 seasons inner or a 3 seasons inner. I always go for the 4 seasons inner. It's just the country that we're in. But I bloody love it. It comes in different colours as well, but I go with khaki all day long. No pros and cons. That'll be done in time, but I can't wait for the camp next week. I'm nearly hoping it's windy so I can try it out. Anyway, this is Martin here from Soul Trail. Let me know in the comments what you think of this tent, and is it something that you'd buy? And look, we'll see you in the adventure next week. Take care. Bye.